Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So, do you remember that whole trial between Samsung and Apple many years ago in 2011, where Apple successfully sued Samsung for actual patent infringements over the shape of their phone, the glass backing, and many other general design elements? Well, they're back in court again. And so, this thing is a little bit different from the original patent. It's actually an extension. And so, Samsung was ordered to pay $1 billion to Apple. And so far, Samsung has already paid $548 million to Apple. So this actual portion of the trial actually concerns how much money Apple should get in terms of the patent infringements on the phone. And the specifics of it is whether or not Apple should be paid for the entire phone or only for the components that actually violated the patents that Apple actually won. And that's what Samsung is trying to argue, that Apple should not get the actual profits of the entire phone, but they should get any profits on the actual design elements that actually affected the patents that Apple won over. And so that is what's actually in question. And the funny thing is, it's actually over a phone that is no longer around. I think the phone at that time was the Samsung Galaxy 2. And so they have to go retro and go back to see how much profit Samsung made. And then if Apple did win, in this case, they would either get profits for the entire phone, or if they didn't win the entire thing, then they would at least get parts of the profits for the parts that actually violated the patent agreements. In either case, Apple wins. In this case, they're going to get more money. But to be honest with you, $1 billion, it's not a lot of money for these companies, and they probably spent hundreds of millions of dollars on lawyer fees. And at the end of the day, it's absolutely dumb to me. I am not a lawyer, so I don't understand how this works. But I could see why this stuff happened, especially early on with the whole smartphone wars, whenever Android was growing. If you remember, it just wasn't Samsung and Apple. It was also Oracle suing Google indirectly over Java. And that was a mess. And then you also remember Microsoft suing Android manufacturers for patent infringements. And as a matter of fact, the biggest winner out of all those lawsuits was actually Microsoft, because Microsoft was successfully able to get a portion of the actual profit of each phone, and including the Samsung Galaxy phones, for any patents that Microsoft owns. So in the end of it all, Microsoft was actually the biggest winners of this, because the case between Oracle for Java, they didn't win that one. And even though Apple won this one, who knows how much money they're going to get for the Samsung Galaxy S2, but they are obviously no longer able to capture any profits, as far as I know, from any of the phones that followed, because now they look absolutely different. And so there's no way that I would mistake a Samsung Galaxy phone for an Apple iPhone. But I'm pretty sure all these companies have their lawyers ready to sue for whatever. And once again, I do get it. It is to maintain their market share. And if these companies won outright, as they did early on in Android's life, much like Microsoft had, they would continue to profit many years down the road. So it makes absolute sense why they did it. But from just a general standpoint, I thought all of it was absolutely stupid to me. And so those are my thoughts on this continuing saga that seems to have never died. I thought it was already over, but it's still going on. And so if you had any thoughts on this particular trial of Samsung and Apple over this patent infringement, or any of the other trials that I talked about earlier, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/geekoutdoors. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you actually wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then join my Go Content Creators group, where you would get access to 30 free videos and more continuing content for all their creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. All you have to do is simply go to the link below, head over to our page, and join my Go Content Creators group. Thanks a lot, and I will see you on the other side.